Okay.
Yes.
Yay. So we're recording. All right. So you are Kendrick, you said?
Zachary.
Oh, way off.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know.
So sorry, Zachary. Lord have mercy. It's just that I see and speak to, I get reached out by hundreds of people. I tell you, the names are starting to run into each other.
I know
I get a
it.
ton of email, a ton of
Mm-hmm.
requests, a ton of stories of
Mm-hmm.
so many people that need the help, and I feel helpless because the need is so great and I'm only one person.
I
You know,
know.
I never intended to be this educator or leader. I didn't do any of that. That was not my
Yeah,
intention. I
I
just
know.
wanted to get answers to what was happening to my own daughter. And I
Right,
started
I know.
studying, and people started, relying on me and asking for help. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I got to do something. So that's what prompted me to create the courses.
Right.
I just basically, I'm just a regular, ordinary person, a private woman now, because words do matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Right.
just started discovering some truths about the law, and it was shocking.
Right.
So I definitely hope that, this crusade that I'm on to expose people to the truth is going to, you know, make some real lasting change, because
Right.
we need the numbers, okay? Because the state of justice right now, the situation is that we are outnumbered by the wrongdoers, and the wrongdoers
Right.
being the state actors, the court actors, the court,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing professional about what they do. So
Right.
as far as specifically dealing with child support, the way that I figured the way that I learn is the way that I teach, or the way that I prefer to learn is the way that I teach,
Mm-hmm.
which is in the written form. That's why for the longest time, the documents just, educated, because when you read the first notice, the cover letter,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much education that goes into that. Just alone, just by
Right.
reading it, you begin to understand the claims that are being made against you,
Right.
and the rights that you have to rebut those claims and how to rebut it. So I just figured, okay, well, you know what? The best way that I learn is by example. So I just put the documents out. I gave a little foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I should say not a little, but I gave enough foundation for you guys, the students, to take it and run with it. That was what I was, picturing. But
Mm-hmm.
now that the course is starting to become more and more popular, and we're getting, a more diverse group of people from different levels of understanding the fraud, it required for me to go ahead and do the video. So it's
Yeah.
not that I was refusing, it's just that video is longer to create, and then it also takes a lot more work to revise if there's, new changes to the information.
Yeah.
But so far, I haven't had to change anything, because the laws that back up the documents in the course has remained. There's nothing significantly that changed. I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
might be a few a few states that I'll hear some people like, hey, Ann, in Colorado, like just recently, I just heard from someone, I can't remember the name again. I get contacted all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
someone informed me that in whatever state it was, and I don't want to guess because I don't remember, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever state they were now refusing some type of payment to the custodial parent. And it was some change to the law in that particular state. So, the point that I'm making is every state has their own requirements, just like every courthouse has their own requirements. It's just as simple as that. It's called the rules and procedures of the court, because the truth of the matter is the reason why they have rules and procedures of the court is because they are a business, and this is how they're operating. And the one thing that kept sticking in my mind when I was studying very early on is I didn't understand that whenever the court gives you an order, whether it's verbal or written, it's still an offer, and it's an offer to contract, because they are a business offering services. And just the other day, I was on social media and I was talking about something, some type of notice that you can send, and someone, the man sent it, and then he said that they ordered him for mental evaluation. I was like, damn, see.
Wow.
I need to, I'm going to do a video later to address that, but it's just basically another offer. But it's a very it's a very common offer, because they use fear tactics. They're testing your resolve. They want to see if you're just learning stuff off the internet, but you're not really understanding it within your own self. Right. And so they're going to test your mettle. They're going to see, well, let's see if you know something. Now, 10 years ago, when I first started this journey, when my daughter was railroaded in court with lies, I didn't know any of this, let alone half. I didn't know half. I didn't know any. It was all shocking to me to see what was happening to my own daughter. And that's what prompted me to start studying. I didn't start studying from a foundation of a legal background. I didn't know anything. The only thing I learned was through the education, the public education that I went through, which was indoctrination, as you now know. All they teach us is if you have a case, if you have some type of legal matter, the only thing we know how to do is go hire a lawyer. That's all we knew.
Right.
But imagine my shock, and now other people's shock, to learn that you don't have to hire a lawyer. A lot of people are winning their cases, okay? But the main weapon that we have is not only learning the law, but it's in the unifying, group thing that we have going on. And I promise you, if we have, I've already worked the numbers, because I'm not even a secret like number cruncher or anything like that. It's just that I want them to be overthrown so bad, bad that I've started thinking about the numbers, and the numbers that we need is always comes back to 3,000. We need 3,000 men and women coming together. Maybe if we have 3,000 people in this course, in the child support course, then I will have enough ammunition to show that there is a cause for a claim for not just the 3,000, but for everyone, because they're violating their own rights. They're violating their own rights. The same people that we depend on to write the laws, they're breaking their own laws, or they enforce them arbitrarily.
Right.
You're not supposed, that's not the way that we're counting on them to, protect us, to protect and serve.
Right.
Look at the craziness that we see going on with the cops. Like, they really think that they're gods out here with guns.
Right.
It's not supposed to be that way. And when the government runs awry like that, there has to be a recourse. There has to be a remedy. There has to be a way to redress. Right? Rein them in. But because everything is so corrupt, and at every level, I'm talking about at the local county level, the state level, the federal level, all of the levels, everyone is corrupt, and it's about who knows who, and one hand washing the other. It's like, damn, what do we do? The little people down here, at the local county level, what do we do? What is our recourse? And the only thing that I keep coming back to, because I'm a very solutions-based woman who
Mm-hmm.
I want some relief. I'm so saddened by all of the stories that I see about people getting railroaded,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically with the child support issue. I mean, I've seen horror stories, horrific. I mean, there was this one man who wrote in that said that he had been to jail, in and out of jail for 17 years over child support. Make it make sense.
Right.
And he wrote that comment. It's very public. He wrote that comment on my blog article where I'm talking about the class action against the child support agency.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't even one of the worst stories, and that was pretty bad. I've heard
Mm-hmm.
you know, the kids being moved away. I mean, just my heart breaks.
Mm-hmm.
My heart breaks because my heart is truly in it, but at the same time, I know what the solution is. I can't just listen to all of these, very heartbreaking stories, because I can't help everyone.
Right.
So one of the things I wanted to make sure that you and anyone who's going to see this video, I want people to understand that the money that is going to the child support, the course fee, an accumulation of it is going to help fund the class action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's either we get, rally together. Like, I don't know if you recommend the course to other people, but start recommending the course to other people, because I don't know what your background is, but I can positively say that I believe that even though your case is not closed, even though your case is still open and you're still fighting the good fight, I believe that your eyes have been open, right, to the fraud.
Yeah. You remember I'm the one where they froze my account. They put the levy on my account and resent that
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
See, okay, so think about that right there. So you sent in paperwork
Right.
to basically question their authority and to request for their proof of claim. That's all you're doing. You have the right to learn whether or not this claim is valid. That's all you're doing. And then as the cover letter, you read the cover letter. All the cover letter is saying, I am willing to comply upon proof of claim. How is that to be deemed as dangerous when you're just inquiring? Just like, you're being accused of something that you don't agree with. You don't have to agree with anything that doesn't make sense to you or doesn't serve you. And you respond, and then this is their response. This is violence against you and your children.
Right.
How can that be lawful? So, so just by you being here, I would venture to say that you are learning to know who you are and know who they are and how to move strategically. And so, and a lot of people, and I want you to be able to, as you progress in your own journey, I want you to stay the course, stay on the path, but also come back and share the journey, because even when your case is long closed, however long it takes, even when your case is closed, we still need warriors like you to help the new warriors coming through to continue this fight, because it is this, the amount of different types of responses has been insane. And for them to respond like that to you, I want people to see that this is the kind of stuff that we have been facing. It is categorically unlawful. And it's just so sad that you have to put up with that, and everything that was advised to you on, in the course was so amazing. It was so amazing. You see how everyone kind of came and rallied together? That's what we need. But we need 3,000 because that is the number prescribed by the Constitution to issue an order for changes to happen, right? And then also, when we have that many people, I can also begin the class action. Now, the class action may take a while, but it eventually is going to pay off for everyone, not just everyone in the class, but the immediate benefit to people joining the class is the immediate education that they receive and being empowered. Because I can't just do it all, just all willy-nilly outside of the course. It has to be very streamlined, and that's, this having a course was basically a solution to try to help as many people as possible, while earning enough so that I can launch on a larger scale to help as many more people. That's my plan. People are like, oh, well, it costs too much. I can't do. Well, I can't do the work as a nonprofit for free, because how can I help you if I can't breathe myself, right? It's like an airplane going down, and how the face mask drops. They always ask the adults to help the children first or the elderly first, because they're the weakest point. Okay, so if I am trying to help, the masses, I have to be able to be strong myself so that I can breathe. Right? How can I help if I'm struggling to pay my bills and homeless in the street? I can't help a damn person like that.
Right.
So the point is, we definitely have to build up our numbers, because I am ready. I am so ready. We need 3,000. You know how they say that we they hide stuff in plain sight. There's a lot of movies that they share the information that that we need. Like I can't remember. It was what is that warrior movie with the 3,000 title?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking? Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it though.
I can't think. I'll think of it later, or it'll come back to me later. But basically, that I keep coming back to that 3,000 because it is the prescribed number that it takes. It only takes. That's called it's called a critical mass. A critical mass is the smallest number that you need to effect very, very large change. That's it. So the critical mass number, and that's anywhere in the world for any situation. You only need 3,000 like-minded people coming together, and we can change the world. So if we have it here, or 3,000 of my books, anywhere the number is 3,000, we have a critical mass to make a significant impact and maybe permanent change. That's all it takes. Gandhi did it in India. MLK did it here. It starts with 3,000 people. That's when they start paying attention and start fearing us. Now, over the past 4 years, I have helped a lot of different people, like even through the course, or even before the course. This was like people that I was helping to make me understand, oh, well, I do need a course. I have something going on here. Earlier on, the men who I helped before I even had a course, they were succeeding faster. Literally, the very first person who sent the paperwork, same paperwork that you have access to, his case was closed. No questions asked. His case was closed in 7 days. And I specifically remember, I'm praying that it was Georgia. I think it was Georgia. Now, I've helped a lot of people from all over the states now, so I can't remember. California, North Carolina, everywhere. But in the earlier days, specifically in the first 6 months to a year, those cases were not getting as much pushback as we're getting now. And I believe it's because we're starting to really mess with their pocketbook. We're really starting to hit them in the wallet so hard that now they're pushing back, because some of the people who are coming through the course, they're making enough mistakes that is indicating to the recipient that you may not know what you're saying, you know? And so they're testing and they're pushing back. Okay, a lot of people messed it up for this group because they were sending stuff just all willy-nilly to the courthouse, and it's frustrating to me as the one who created the course, because I specifically try to, you know, reverse that in any way that I can, but it's very difficult because I don't know the intricate details of everyone's case. I just don't. Everyone's case is different because your family is different and your court is different, and then the court actors in your case is different. I never know what kind of response you're going to receive. So we have to just send it out to the appropriate agency, which is the child support agency, and then see how they respond. Sometimes they, you know, like I said earlier on, most of the time they were just closing the cases, and some of the times they were closing the cases after they kind of sent something, you know, aggressive, and then I just coached the people, and then the case was closed after like the second round. Well, here we are 4 years later, they're catching on. You know, the bad actors, they're catching on, so they're really on the attack. And so that's why I had to, you know, respond to the greater need. And that's why I started doing the, I added the tort, and I was adding different things as it came along to help build you up a little bit further. You know, did you get a chance to see the tort claim?
Yes, in the program, yes. I looked at it.
Okay, you haven't gotten to it yet?
No, I haven't. I was reading that the other day. But yeah, well, I saw it.
You have to.
So I can go in and start that process.
Yeah, you can start that because it's two separate lanes. What you're doing with the paperwork to the child support agency is your private administrative process that you're sending in that lane, because you're trying to rebut their claim that they have some type of standing and authority to make a debt claim against you. So you're saying, no, you do not have this debt claim, and if you do, please prove it. That's all you're doing. So that's one lane. But the tort claim is a separate lane where you're saying, listen, you have injured me. This has caused a lot of pain, and you need to go ahead and file that, because there's a 6-month timeline for that.
I see. Yeah, I read that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to get the clock ticking on that, because within they have up to 6 months to respond. Okay. And even if they don't respond, their non-response is your response. The clock starts ticking as soon as you send that claim. Then 6 months from that, you send that to the federal court. And you're going to prevail, and you're going to win the $250,000. So you're sitting on that gold mine, but you have to let the time elapse with the 6 months. I got you. Yeah, those are two different lanes, and you got to just send that out and then come back over here to this lane and continue on your process. Okay. So I didn't have that 3 years ago. I just added that. It's because they keep coming at you and keep coming at you. So I'm raising the bar. I'm letting them know we're not backing down. I want these cases closed. And these cases are taking longer because they have now caught on, because I'm hurting them too much in the wallet. But the way, go ahead, I'm sorry.
With the surety bond, if you say 100,000, don't the child support agency and the mother get that money?
No.
Oh, no.
The mother or let's say the non-custodial parent, or the custodial parent, I should say. No, that Okay, there's so much behind why I chose the surety bond. The surety bond is the way that a lot of these, because I've been studying a lot of debt discharge stuff,
Mhm.
and there's about 7 different ways to discharge debt. And the surety bond is the appropriate debt discharge for when you're dealing with a government or quasi-governmental agency. They accept it, they understand it, and they know how to process it.
Okay.
The meaning behind the surety is that you're letting them know that you're not an entity. The name, the all caps name
Right.
is the entity, and that you will no longer be surety for that entity. And in case you are to be held as the surety for the all caps name entity, here is $100,000 bond. That's all you're saying. If you read the language of it, that's what you're saying. That's the interpretation of it. You're never supposed to be the surety, but you're saying if for any reason my all caps name, entity has caused any harm to to the state, to the agency, here's $100,000 bond. But it's removing you as the living, breathing man as the short. But you're just, you can call it an ethical bribe, but all you're saying is that these two things are 2 separate things. I'm a man. This is an entity. This is a ens legis, a fictional commercial entity. And if this entity has caused any harm while me, the man, has been operating it, here's $100,000 bond. And that's all I've ever done. I did the cover letter that you have. I did the surety bond and the affidavit.
Yeah.
Just those 3 has been going strong for 4 years now. But earlier on, we didn't have the pushback as much as I'm seeing today. And, they're just fighting back. But yeah, that's the appropriate way. There's a whole lot of different debt discharge processes that I discovered in my 10 years plus, but this is the only one that works with them, with the government entity.
Gotcha.
No, because they are an entity from the federal government. There's a federal government attached to the local or the state level child support. As you can see, when you go back to the tort claim, you'll see the federal one. You'll see the
I saw that.
Exactly. So you're dealing with the federal level, and then you're dealing with the state level that's coming after you individually at the state level. So, yeah. We're going strong. I think you just have to know in your heart of heart that you are operating on the right side of law. And they are going to test you. They are going to test you, and they just want to see if you're going to back down, or if you're just going to, like if we were in criminal court, they'd say, like, if you're going to cop a plea. We're not copping no plea.
Right.
They are dead wrong. You are in the right. You have the right to ask them to prove their claim. This is all we're doing. This is all legal and all lawful. You're not doing anything wrong. So for them to bully you and do what they doing, no. So are you able to secure your funds because they shut down your bank account?
Yeah, still a levy on there. And that the paper you told me to send, they still, as of yesterday, when I tracked it, it's still sitting at the post office, wait for them to pick it up. Because it's a P.O. box. So it's been there since the 14th, April 14th, and the day the 23rd.
Okay. So what do you mean it's sitting in the P.O. box? It's sitting in the actual mailbox?
The post office. You said send that to who I pay my child support too.
Yes,
So
but you
it's
said,
it's a PO box. That's where I send my child support to.
oh,
Florida
oh,
Department of Revenue. Florida Department of
oh,
Revenue. But it's
okay,
a PO box.
okay,
So as
the
of
recipient.
yesterday, right? As of yesterday, it's still sitting at the post office. As of yesterday, I haven't
Oh,
checked it today. Yeah,
oh, yeah. See, that's the game that they're playing with you because they're seeing that you're not backing down. You might need to, I've seen this before, and not just for child support, just anyone fighting for their rights. They start to play these, games with the mail and stuff. Is there any way that you can find a physical address?
I'm sure. I'm sure I can. I Google it and find. Yeah.
That's what if it's there that long, yeah, they are definitely playing games with your mail. You're gonna have to send it to a physical address and ask for a signature. Send it
Gotcha.
certified mail and
Mhm.
with a signature, with an adult signature. You'll see the certified mail different options when you go to the post
Right.
office.
Yeah, I know the one
That
you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a definite sign that they are, they're playing the mail game with you because they know that you're onto them.
Hmm.
So just send it as a try to get a physical address, and then we'll just see. That's what I'm saying. I cannot predict and I cannot prepare for the hundred of different things that is going to happen
Right.
until it happens, and then we just take it from there and just respond.
Hmm.
But there was another suggestion for the bank card. The
Yeah.
Did you try
The
that?
American, I got it already. American Express Bluebird. Is
Oh
that what you're
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you go
Yeah.
get that from I
Yeah.
think it's Walmart, they have them? Okay.
I had went online and ordered it, but it came. It came
Okay.
already. Hmm.
Okay, so they can't levy that according
So
to
any kind of prepaid card, they can't do that. Is
well,
that
you
what you?
you would have to look at the card disclosure and
Mhm.
see, but the suggestion was that they can't. So
Okay.
apparently, he must have had experience with that.
And
I had experience with that. You just have to look at the terms and agreements of the card,
yeah,
and apparently he has. And so I was so happy to see that suggestion because I felt so bad for you that they're doing this to you.
I know, man. It took
Gosh,
my whole account, just shut it down. But my aunt is gonna open up a bank account for me in her name and give me the
yes,
card, and then I can, I can move around like that there.
there you go. See, where there's
Yeah.
a will, there's a way. You have to be able
Right.
to. Because oh my God, I have had a couple private clients too that tell me that, you know, the different things, not just child support, that, like IRS and,
Hmm.
companies are trying to do the bank levy. So they have been using the cards too. And
Wow.
so it's like, yeah, we are survivors.
I'm
We
telling.
You're not gonna play with my money like that.
I'm telling.
So
Yeah.
and they sent, okay, so let me ask you this. How did you find out about the bank levy? From the bank?
Oh, I had just went in. It's been hard for me. It's been hard. So I donate plasma too, right? You ever heard of that? Donating plasma?
Yeah.
So I had just pulled the money off of my plasma card and went to take it to Chase Bank and deposit it for bills, right?
Yeah.
Soon as I left out of there, I checked my account to make sure, everything went in. And boom, it happened just like that. $26,000 they put on my account. Because I'm behind 26,000.
So they put the whole thing on a
I'm
levy for $26,000.
on my account because I'm behind.
So
And
according to them.
right, yeah. So
So
It just happened just like that.
so the deposit that you made was taken.
Everything, all the money I had in there, my bill money, everything, it was just taken just like that.
To try to satisfy the $26,000. So did you
Right.
speak to the bank?
I went in there and tried to see what's going on because it threw me off because, on the phone is that little banking app. It was right there minus 26,000, whatever the rest of the numbers is. And I went in there, he went online and looked, he said, man, child support just put this on there. And he said, it must have just happened. Because before I went to the bank, it wasn't on there. And right after I came out the bank, boom.
But did they
Yeah.
give you any kind of legal authority, any kind of notification or paperwork? The bank didn't give you anything?
It told me to call this number, and it was to the levy department at the bank. And they said that, it came from the Florida Department of Revenue for child support. And I'm trying to argue with them. I didn't sign, because I've heard a levy takes 3 signatures, and I didn't sign for it. I didn't approve for it, but they still said, they had to do it.
Sure, that's because they're being friendly to the levy requester and not protecting you as the account holder.
Right.
So there's a due process violations letter that I put together that it's in that same section where you got the letter to send to the agency.
Yeah. Okay.
So send one also to the bank. I don't know if I told you that already, because I'm always so focused on responding to the agency, the child support agency. But the same thing goes for if they were to take anything from you, your firearm, your driver's license. They do that too. Okay. They want to come after you in any way possible. But that same letter, all you have to do is change the recipient's name and address, which is in your case your bank, and then change the subject line to bank account, and then put your bank account number. And the same letter, because the same rule applies. It is a due process violation. The bank was supposed to check with you, notify you, give you a chance to say your piece. They did not do that. They just took the word of this third-party agency, who's not even a real government agency, and they just levied your account because of a notice that they got from child support. Absolutely not. So just turn around and send that notice to the bank. Don't even argue with them on the phone anymore. Just send it to the bank, because they have to know that they're breaking the law, and that they, we'll see how they respond. So just send that to your bank, and then, keep us posted and see how that goes.
And the letter you told me to send to the agency and to the bank got theirs, but they ain't did nothing with it. You tell them in the body of the letter, you say you have 7 days to remove this, but they haven't done anything yet. So, and the child support agency is still sitting at the post office. Yeah. So when they did that, I was trying to see, since they put the levy on there, I was trying to see, okay, now I need to send a round 2. Yeah. But I didn't never hear a response from you. So I just went on and sent the round 2, and that got there this past Wednesday. So the levy letter is there, and the round 2 letter is there, waiting at the post office for them to pick up the mail.
Got to get a physical address if they're playing these games with you.
Okay.
So ridiculous. So ridiculous.
So with the physical address, do I need to do the round 1 again? And then?
Yeah, because you're sending it to a different address.
Okay.
You send the first, round, and we'll see how they respond. So you said that you sent it also to the bank, a separate letter to the bank. Yeah. Did you have a physical address for that?
Yeah, I just sent it to that one. Because you told me that if they get it, then they'll know who to send it to. Well, I send it to the bank where I bank at.
Well,
that
right.
physical address. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And it came back, the green card came back because I sent it certified mail, green
Okay.
term receipt.
How long has it been? It's more than 7
About a
days?
week. Yeah, it's been over 7 days. Because I sent the agency the same time I sent the bank, the same day. But the bank is
Okay,
like down the street, so I know they got theirs first. And
okay, so,
then the agency is in Florida, in Tallahassee, and I live in
okay.
Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So remember the administrative process, it requires the,
Hmm.
three strikes and you're out type of rule, right?
Hmm.
So you send the
Right.
first one, the second one, and then you send the default notice. So just send it again and just put second notice at the top. The same thing, the same letter. Just put second notice at the top, send it to the bank, give them another 7 days, and then send a default notice.
I
Remember,
got you.
you're just running your administrative process to show them that they have no right to violate your right
Right.
to due process.
Hmm.
And let's see how they respond. And then if they want to continue to play them games, you default them, you send a default letter, and then you take that, all three letters, everything, with your certified receipt, certified letter receipt and all that, receipt of delivery, all that is
Hmm.
becomes your administrative package that you send to the court. Just to get it, it's not a matter of adjudication. It's not for them to decide. You're just showing them that these people are in the wrong. You've already, you've done your due diligence. You've given them every opportunity to cure this issue and resolve this
Hmm.
matter. And now it's going to be a default judgment against them certified by the court.
Okay.
Now it opens you up to, damages, money damages. So,
Hmm.
it takes long, especially, not having access to your money like that. It's just,
Yeah.
but it pays off. It's one of those things where you just have to pack your patience and just go through the process
Okay.
and just take it to them in a lawsuit. But
Okay.
because if you just skip the admin process, like some people don't even know about the admin process, they just take it to the court. They're just gonna lie and say that they did this, that, and the next. When you do your
Hmm.
admin process, you're showing that you did your part, they did not, and it gives you a leg up. Now,
Yeah.
you're just waiting for the money damages and they're gonna owe you. It
Okay.
takes a long time. It's frustrating, I know, but this is
Hmm.
the way that the law works. I don't know any other way
Right.
to force them to do it. If I did, I haven't if there is, I haven't discovered it yet.
Hmm.
But this has been working for 50 years. It's been kept really, really hush hush and secret. But now, because of the internet, it's starting to kind of get out there
Right.
for us to
Hmm.
understand our power. Because it is just like when you get a late notice from a bill collector, or not a bill collector, like a regular bill, and you get a
Hmm.
late notice, you know, it'll be in a pink envelope or a yellow envelope. They're trying to get your attention because they want you to pay the bill. And it'll
Hmm.
say, notice before, like electric bill, notice before they disconnect. That's what you're
Right.
doing. That's what you're doing. Like, hey, this is a notice before I sue you. That's
Right.
all you're doing. So, but you're taking charge of that instead of, waiting for them to, like an electric bill, does it to you basically.
Okay.
It's really frustrating because I know that there's so many good people getting the short end of the stick here. And it's been a long journey since we've seen a fast win. Like they're not giving in like they they used to get.
Hmm.
It's so frustrating for me because I know that they're wrong.
Hmm.
Know that they're wrong. I know that, the issue here at hand is that they don't have a contract with you. The Title 4D law is a loan that you never received. Is a Title 4
Hmm.
loan that you never received. Where's the money? Where's the money?
Right. Right.
Did you ever receive a check for $26,000?
Nope.
But now they're claiming that you owe them $26,000 when they've already
Right.
been paid. They've already been paid through the state. You know, it's just,
Right.
it's just that they're so used to getting away with the fraud that when it's, you know, we have a growing number of people
Mhm.
advocating for the rights. Now they're fighting us back, and it's just,
Yeah.
I just can't wait till we get the numbers, because there's strength in
Mhm.
numbers. When we get the numbers,
Right.
they're gonna back up
Yeah.
off of us, but it's just a slow climb. Okay, so the one thing that I did want to say is I do pay attention to everyone's needs, and I know that everyone learns differently. And I don't know if it was you or someone else was asking for the, you know, more intimate one-on-one.
Video.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah,
For
I
the
think
videos, I was the video guy.
oh, okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I learned different when I can actually see things moving around. That's me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I responded to that, and I did the videos
Yeah.
because when you were brand new, I was like, oh God, here we go. So I put the videos together, and I hope that you learned.
I
Like I
did.
remember you said it opened the understanding more, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it must have been someone else that was requesting the more one-on-one,
No,
and
that
so
was,
that wasn't you.
no.
Okay, so that's fine because I'm trying to respond to all of the requests and all of the needs because I care. I want you to get the stuff right, and I want you to get it done
Mhm.
to close your
Yeah.
case. So that's why I created this environment where the new page for the live meetings,
Mhm.
I put the instruct. Did you see it?
Yeah, I
Did you
saw it.
Okay, so was that like, did I make myself clear as far as, you know, the only links that's going to be in on that page is just, you know, it's not for like an open discussion like with the other pages. No, no, no.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
just for the Zoom link, the Zoom time,
Yeah.
so that everyone will have equal access. I'm really big on equal access because the
Mhm.
email doesn't allow that.
Right.
How people have been like, oh, let me email you, that doesn't work for a community,
Right.
right? And so
Mhm.
so yeah, I'm trying to respond to all the needs because I know we all learn in different ways.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people learn by the written word, a lot of people learn with the video and the written word, a lot of people learn with the hands-on one-on-one. So I'm trying to, you know, accommodate everything and everyone in every way that everyone
Right.
learns. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
trying. You see me trying. You see
I
me trying.
know.
Because
I
I
know.
am here. I'm
Right.
not going anywhere. I am here. I am trying to get this stuff resolved, you know.
Right.
And
Right.
but the prayer for everyone, you and for everyone else who's going to watch this video, the prayer is that everyone begins to know and realize that we need the numbers. There's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a parable. What is the parable? There's a parable about the one bee sting. I don't know if I remember to put it on the page, but there's
Mhm.
one bee doesn't scare a crowd, but a swarm of bees send them running, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So right now they're treating us like one individual bee, one little individual bee. But when we have that critical mass at 3,000, oh, how the tables
Yeah.
will be turned. They will understand that this is not, because they want us to believe that we're isolated. This is just happening to you. It's, you know, they're trying to turn you into a felon. This is how
Mhm.
they operate. They're trying to turn you into a felon.
Right.
But if we come together with the numbers, oh, I can't wait. But I'm so busy
Mhm.
helping so many different people, I can't really promote the class. So that's why it's important for everyone in the class to promote the class, because we need the numbers. And
Mhm.
the organization, Iron Sharpens Iron Council, is a nonprofit, and I'm here
Mhm.
trying to shut these people down. You just don't even know how
Mhm.
bad I want to shut down the organization, the
Mhm.
child support agencies, because it'll
Mhm.
have, it'll have a trickle down effect, because we'll definitely, I'll raise up a team and try to go after the child support agency at the federal level first,
Mhm.
because I'm thinking it'll have a trickle down effect to all of the states. But
Right.
depending on how many people we have per state, if we have, like, let's say we have 3,000 people in Arizona, then we can go after Arizona at the Arizona state level. We don't
That's
have
it.
to do it at the federal level. We don't have to.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's I can't wait. I mean, I have the paperwork ready. I am ready to
Uh-huh.
sue them so bad. I
Yeah.
want to shut them down. They're not for the family. They're not for the children.
Mhm.
They steal all of your resources, and they do not care about the children or what's in the best interest of the children. They do not.
Right.
They do not operate.
Mhm.
They come with unclean hands, and they're violating your rights, specifically due process, left and right.
Right.
So I just hope that everyone who hears this video can please help the cause. Help. I know you want to help your individual case, and that's why the course exists, to help
Mhm.
you with the individual case. But as a community and as a national, labor of love, we need the numbers. Promote the class so that I can
Mhm.
raise, because I don't want to do the GoFundMe and stuff like that. No, I want us to be just kind of private to ourselves. And then
Mhm.
as soon as I have the 3,000 people, I will, of course, make the announcement, through
Right.
the Mission Possible University newsletter, and be like,
Mhm.
it's go time.
Yeah. Yeah.
know, all of these cases will be deemed fraud and void, and they will close across the
Mhm.
board. That's
Mhm.
the dream. I want all of these. That way, no one has to fight them individually anymore.
Right.
No more cases. They will shut them all down. But please remember to do your tort claim, because you have a 6-month,
I will.
calendar there,
Okay.
and definitely do that. I think there were some other things that I started putting in the course. Like I'm nonstop with the legal research, nonstop. Like
Mhm.
right before we came on, I might just put this document. It's a 147-page document that was
Mhm.
talking about because I know a lot of people are being threatened with jail. I mean,
I
these
hope I ain't
are
got there yet. I
violent.
hope it don't.
No, there was a couple of people, maybe not while doing
Mm.
the this month or last month, but before you, before
Yeah,
you,
I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah, there was a couple
I hope
people
I
threatened.
don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
I got a
yeah.
perfect record my whole life. Never been
Same
in no
here.
kind of trouble. So I
Same.
hope that don't come down to it.
Yeah. The man that was arrested for 17 years straight, he's not a criminal, but that's what I'm saying. They want to turn you into a felon. That's what they're doing. That's their whole purpose. And how
Right.
does that help the child? It does.
None. Nothing. It does nothing for
Right. So with you, experiencing this ridiculous bank levy, how does that help your child if you can't pay your
them. Right.
bills and end
And
up?
let me tell you this here. When my son was born, from 1 to 6 years old, I didn't even know where he lived. She would not tell me. I had to travel from Atlanta to Orlando. That's where she stayed, Orlando. I had to go sit up at a mall for 3 hours. That was my visitation, and drive back to Atlanta. And I was still paying child support every month. But that's what she had me doing. And when he got 6 years old, I said, enough is enough. I went and hired an attorney, and I had to do everything in Orlando. But then now I'm able to get him during the summer. He comes every summer, and we alternate, holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But
Oh,
when he comes, he don't want for anything. I buy him the best of the best. He
mm,
do not want for anything. He don't. I buy his school clothes and everything, but I may be behind in paying this monthly, monthly thing, 500 a month, because I can't afford 500 a month. I
It's
just
ridiculous.
can't do it.
Yeah.
So, it's just a bad thing, but I just hate the day I met her. I really do. I say that to everybody. I hate the day I met her.
Is
I
there
don't
any
hate
way?
her as a
No.
person.
Yeah.
I just hate the day our paths cross. I really do.
Is there any way? Are you guys getting along?
When the bank took that thing, I texted her. I said, Nitra, why don't you go down there? And I wrote this in a text, please cancel this child support. I said, they done froze my account, and stuff like this. They froze his account because I got him an account too. They put the levy on accounts and everything. And she did
On
not.
the child's account, the bank account?
Yeah, because it's attached to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she did not even respond, not
Oh,
even acknowledge or anything. She
she
just
doesn't
evil,
care.
man.
She doesn't
I
care.
hate the day our path cross. Oh, I tell you.
So there's really no chance of her agreeing to a family plan with you. Like if you were to draw up a family plan, this is how much I can pay, da 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 da. She wouldn't.
Oh no, she's evil. Even the child support people they called some years back, and I was trying to tell her I can't afford this. And they
Right.
said it ain't nothing they can do about it. That's what you have to pay.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I wonder, let me think. I'm going to, because what I do for you, I feel obligated to make it available to everyone. I want to go back in my memory bank. I want to say did I put together a family plan? I remember talking about it on TikTok, but I can't remember if I put together a family plan.
She
But let me
ain't
tell
gonna do that. I'm telling you.
you, well,
She is just evil.
it would help if both parents were co-signers on it. But I want to say, I'm stretching my mind here, but I want to say just because the other parent doesn't agree to your family plan doesn't mean that you can't submit it to, because that's still your child. And you have a right to say how the child is cared for and what you can afford. So I'm trying to think if I had some laws that backed it up. I got to look through it. I will look through it, but I remember the first time I came up with the idea for the family plan was when it was an amicable situation where everyone was getting along and both parents signed it and then child support went away. But with her not willing to sign it, I'm wondering if you can still submit one just on your own, because that's still your child and you still have rights to be an authority figure in your child's life, right? Even though he lives with her in Florida, right?
Yeah.
I just have to word it in a way that it's still lawful and legal. I just have to, because we're not allowed, even though you have rights and authority for your child, we're not allowed to make arbitrary decisions because you're infringing upon the other parent's right to the child. You know what I'm saying? So I have to come up with a way that doesn't infringe on their rights, but exercises your rights.
And then my attorney told me at that time when I took her to court, when he gets 13, they have a choice to who they want to live with.
Yeah.
They have a choice. Florida's law, you have a choice. So when I talked to him about it, he said, Dad, really? I can come and stay with you? I said, yeah. He said, so I can go home and tell Mama? I said, no, don't do it yet. I said, you will know when that time is right. You will know.
How old is he now?
He's 14.
Oh, so he's already hit 13. So he
Yeah.
can. You want to
Yeah.
start that process?
Yeah, I probably need I probably need to.
I mean, if the law in the state where he lives says 13 and he's
Yeah,
past 13, you have the
yeah,
right.
that's what my attorney told me.
You can try.
13, he got the choice. And if we'll have to go to court, and if he say he want to live with me, there's nothing she can do about it.
Nothing. I mean, come on, try it.
Yeah.
But did you ask him and he said he would say that he wants to live with you?
Every summer he comes, he always said, Dad, I wish I could stay here with you. He always said that.
Oh
And then
man.
when I had to talk with him at 13, I always promised him, I'm gonna talk to you about something at 13. So when I had to talk with him, he
Mm-hmm.
would say, really, Dad? So I can go tell Mama I want to come and stay with you? I said, nah, don't do it yet. I said, but
Mm-hmm.
you will know when that time is right. You will know when that
Okay.
time is right. Because when boys grow up, sometimes they buck, against mama, that's just, kids
Yeah.
growing up.
Natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he may say, well, I want to go stay with my dad. Then if he say that, then I'm gonna start the ball rolling with that.
Well, check with him and make sure that that's still aligned, and then
Hmm.
file. There's
Yeah.
nothing stopping you. Just double check with your son. Is this
Okay.
how you still feel? And then start that wheel in motion because
Hmm.
that's one way to stop the child support too.
Oh yeah. And then my attorney said if I move there, Florida's a 50-50 state. So
Mm,
she said if I move there at that particular time, he was 6 years old then. If I
mm.
move in the same area where he lived, I can get him for 6 months and she get him for 6 months, and there'll be no child support. But I didn't wanna move from Atlanta though. I got too much stuff going on here. But I said, man, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been no child support. It kind of balanced out. So
Right, right. Whew, this is just terrible that she's not even willing to speak with you for the
she ain't
benefit of
even,
your child.
I
It's not
know,
even
didn't
about
even
you or
respond
her.
back. Yep.
She
She
did.
ain't even
She
respond back.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on just based on our discussion. I'm gonna work on the uh a parenting plan when the situation like this exists when the two parents aren't speaking, getting along, and
Mhm.
see if I can come up with something that you can submit to the child support agency.
Mhm.
It's gonna be tough because I have to make sure that it doesn't infringe on the other parent's rights.
Mhm.
But I gotta do some research on the laws,
Mhm.
because we're
Yeah.
not allowed to, just make arbitrary decisions. I remember that from my own child custody case with my son and my son's father.
Mhm.
You know, it was a very contentious situation. I
Mhm.
mean, it was all about me just wanting, our son to go to a nice school, a good
Mhm.
school. My criteria was it had to be, 5+ stars, like they had to have a good reputation, the
Mhm.
school ratings, good neighborhood and stuff like that.
Right.
His criteria for the school was more simplified. His only criteria was, oh, it's got to be close to my job. So he didn't care. He didn't care where or what type of reputation, as long as it was close enough
Mm.
to basically convenience to his job.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
like, oh hell no. My so it was seriously, it was a knockdown, drag out battle. It was horrible.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
remember when I put together a plan and I thought, okay, everything sounded great. Um, and I, wrote it up. It was a back and forth. He responded, I responded. And it was just with this court. And this was before I started doing legal research. I was just like, look, this is his criteria. This is mine. What do you think is in the best interest of the child? And so, really and truly, at least in my case, the judge didn't care what I said or what he said. The judge only cared that there was some type of meeting of the mind between the two parents. And it was very difficult because we were so far apart in our requirement. I was like, you're being selfish. You're not thinking about the child. It's like, well, you're being arbitrary. You just think that your way is right. And it was just it was bad. It was bad. So, and then it was also the back and forth was with the schedule too. Just like how you guys finally came to the whole work out the schedule. So it was a difficult time in my life, I tell you. So I get it. I was there. And the part when we were talking about child support, I was like, I didn't want child support. And this is before I found out that it was even a fraud. But they being the court, brought it up. And so I agreed and went along because my child lived with me. But then that's when the whole, well, I want 50%. I want, I don't think DC is a 50-50 state. But he just wanted 50-50 just to not pay child support. That was like I said, he has a very selfish agenda, and or at the time, and it was all about what was convenient to him in his life. And so I agreed to the 50-50 timeshare. So basically, each one of us gave up something. So I just, in order to win the argument in terms of where my son would go, that I would feel that he was safe, I agreed to 50-50, and that knocked out the child support. You see what I'm saying? And I agreed to that because I wanted my child to be safe. That was my priority. So I didn't care about the child support. I didn't care about it in the first place, but when it was added in the mix, that's when the dad went into a tizzy with the whole 50. Oh, no. And I was like, oh, hell no. No. I don't want the child support if it means endangering my child. So just move that. You can calm down. And I just want my child to be safe. So that was he conceded, I conceded, and we just, it was a lot. It was, when you don't see eye to eye, it's a lot. You just want to tear your hair out. Like, it's bad.
I know.
And this was when my child was 4. He's 15 now.
Oh, he's 15. Oh,
he's 15 now. So this was damn near 10 years ago. Like, it was just a lot. I was going through a lot with it. I just wanted my child to be safe.
Right. Yeah.
And so child support to me was not important. It was, I was like, whatever, take it off. I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was able to feel safe that my child had he went to a better school. He went to what they call a charter school.
Okay. Yeah.
And so he gave up the convenience of the school right next door to his job, which was a trash ass school, and for the concession of not having child support.
Right.
So, and I gave up the concession of not having child support, but also not having my son at a trash school. Gotcha. In order for him to go to the charter school. So it was, but this, I'm just giving you the summary. It was like months and months of horrific back and forth in the court and mediation and cussing each other out via text. I mean, it was bad. So all that to say, I feel your pain because I've been through that pain.
Yeah.
But I would have to go through, because I remember the judge saying that as eloquently as I put it, it's still arbitrary. I cannot just make an arbitrary plan for the child, even though I'm the child's mother. The child's father has equal say and equal vote. And
Right.
I put together a really nice, parenting plan, but if the other parent doesn't co-sign, and I just have to kind of look over my old notes and of what I presented and fix it, and then put it in the child support course for you, and like you who are not getting along, because I was there.
Right.
So
Okay.
I have to make it like a universal template that's going to work for all states. So, but I'll work on that. I promise you, I'll work on that. It's.
I got you.
I'm there with you. I'm trying my best. I'm just, we just have to pivot and learn as we go, because this thing is going to continue to happen if we don't fight back. That's why I started looking at the bigger picture, that we need a larger group, like the swarm of bees, so that they can be afraid. And then I can start launching, the class action, whether it's against one specific state or at the federal level. Either way, I want to shut down. That's my mission.
Yeah.
That's my mission. I want to shut them down. And then I can start focusing on the other crimes against humanity, because the courthouses are filled with liars, the prisons filled with liars and people who are wrongfully convicted. So it's a lot of work for me to do. So people don't understand, well, why do you have to charge? I'm a nonprofit. What do you want me to do here? I'm not going to accept funding from the government. I'm not. So I have to sell the courses so that I can build up the resources, so I can raise up a nice, legal team. And most of the people who, come across me, they're like, oh, I want to be a part of the team. No, you don't. You just want your case closed. and then you go on about your married business because you got a million other things going on, whereas this is my business.
Right.
Legal research and fighting for justice, this is my business. So I am going to continue on this mission. And I just pray that I can make it happen sooner than later, because a lot of people have been fighting for, I think, about a year now. Some people have been fighting a year now. So it's time to close these individual cases, and it's time to shut these people down.
Yeah.
All across the board. That's my dream.
Okay.
So yes. So you have your marching orders. You know what you got to do to take care.
Yeah.
Everybody's case is different. See, what you have to take care of in your case is completely different from what somebody else has to take care of. They're not, a lot of people are not dealing with the same thing, like a bank levy or whatever. A lot of people are not doing that. Like I said, some of them are dealing with jail time. Like, it's crazy out here. Can you imagine? It blows my mind. But child support, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, like I've already, if you go to that page where I talk about the class action, I've already identified all of the violations. It's literally out there. Okay. It's literally out there. If you go to AnnSmithOfficial.com and go to /resources, you'll see a link for the child support class action. You click on that and you'll see all of the, it's a long list. It's like we're coming up against the mafia.
Wow.
It's bad. I've listed all of the violations. It's right out there. So that I can show people that I've done the work, but I just need the financing to get going. So it's either going to be 3,000. We're going to get the critical mass either in the course of the 3,000 men or 3,000 people enroll, or the book sales. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to make it happen. So you can tell people to get my book, or you can tell people to enroll in the course, but I'm trying to get the numbers up because there's strength in numbers, right?
Right.
So
a few people I mentioned it to, and they said, well, we'll see if it worked for you.
Yeah, they want to kind of
Yeah.
For people who say that, they don't realize that it's a very individual fight.
Right.
It's a what they responded, the manner that they responded to you may not be the same way that, the other people are going to get. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You just gotta recommend it to other people or tell them to get the book. But either way, I'm on this journey, and I'm going to
Okay.
continue on this journey until, we prove to them that, we are strong and we're not going anywhere, and we're coming for them, and we're going to shut them down. I don't care how long it
Absolutely.
takes. I don't care how long it takes, because if they're left unchecked like this, can you imagine the
Yeah.
countless of hundreds of millions of other men and families' lives that are going to be ruined?
Right. Right.
They
Yep.
collected $38 billion in 2018 alone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And 40% of those moms or the custodial parent didn't receive anything, or received half. 40% received half of what was collected, and 30% didn't receive anything. So
Wow.
I know it's a racket. It's a racket. Not to mention they're double dipping in the first place, because the Title
That's
4,
already paid.
they're
Right.
I can't. The crimes against humanity is it's ridiculously it's a long list. So if you're interested in the class action, like I said, I'm a warrior for justice. It's all right there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I will go ahead now, unless you have any other questions.
No, that's it. So I'm gonna go on and do my extra work, the tort and all of that stuff like that, and the round 3, on the letter, the
Of
round
the
3.
letter writing, yeah, for
Yeah.
about the bank levy. And yeah, you just have to keep pursuing them. I wish it was easy, but they know that we don't have the numbers up, so that's why they're messing with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad to say, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay.
So for everyone who is going to listen to this video, definitely know that, I don't want this page to fall into chaos. So it's only supposed to be for the link for meetings, and to make that meeting available for everyone, and anyone can attend. It's not just this one-on-one thing, because that's not what this community about. This community is about being together and helping each other.
Right.
All for one, all for one.
Right.
One for all. What is it? One for all for one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just, we need that order, and we need that structure, so that we can stay organized, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for showing up. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about law and child support and all that on Saturday, but I made it on a Saturday because I was trying to be available to as many people as possible. But as you see, it's just me and you hanging out.
I know. It's all good.
It's all good. You showed up.
I
told you I was gonna record whether I was by myself or not.
Right. Yeah.
Get it over with, And so I'm gonna put this video on the live meetings page.
Okay.
And everyone, besides you, can watch it and learn something, and look out. And if anyone has any questions pertaining to anything that we discuss, you don't put it on this page. You don't put it on the live meetings page. You put it in the forum, the discussion forum. What do we call it? The virtual clubhouse, or in the Q&A.
Yeah.
Those are the two places you talk and chop it up and talk and everything. Not here. Here. This page is strictly for the meeting, setting of meetings. That's it. That's it. And you saw the format, right?
Yeah.
Date, time, and link. That's it. If I promise you, don't test my gangster. Okay, don't test for gangster because I will delete it. I will because we have to stay organized. So anyway,
All right.
thank you for showing up, and
Thank you.
I'll see you in the forum. I'll see you on the Q&A, and we'll just
Okay,
keep on going.
for sure.
All right. So I'm
All
gonna
right, sis.
all right.
Take
Hold
care.
on. Hold on. Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Hold on. I gotta press the button. I'm so non-technical, y'all. Ooh, if y'all only
I
knew.
know.
I'm a bookworm, but the technical stuff behind the scenes, ooh, Lord have mercy.
Need to